Welcome back inside Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona, as the 250 main rages on. So your standings right now as we look at our leader, Ricky Carmichael right there, number 4, working on number 12, David Villeman. Normally this is what we see for the battle for first place, but both these gentlemen are back in the pack. Ricky currently sitting in 6th, David Villeman sitting in 5th, and your leader is Chad Reed. Right now let's check in with Cameron Steele. He's standing by with Chad Watts, the man who tunes for Ricky Carmichael, and what I'm hearing is Chad Watts is not too happy.
Chad, do you have the speed to catch up to Chad after the mistake?
Too far gone. I mean, those guys, Ricky lost about 20 seconds when he fell over, so those guys are running about the same pace, so it's not going to happen unless one of them falls.
Is it nerves? What's happening with Ricky?
I don't know, just a little off right now, and I mean, the same thing as last year, so recover. I mean, it's only second race, there's 14 more to go.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Pissed off, but not worried.
And thank you, Cameron.
Well, it's like you said, Todd, we thought we were going to look at this battle a lot further up front. Still, it's great to watch the battle. Could be these guys, and of course we got to count Reed and Fonseca going down, so these guys getting another break. That's the same corner where Villeman went off the track. Just in the end of the whoops. It's so tough to get stopped for that right-hander, and immediately out of that you've got a huge triple to clear. A really technical section there starting to bite these guys.
Fortunately for Ernesto Fonseca, the bike keeps going, and look at that. Ricky Carmichael's got the pass done, so we were watching Fonseca get his bike up and running again. Ricky Carmichael made the pass, so Carmichael has quickly reestablished himself with the leaders, and a shot at the podium awaits him if he can get past Tim Ferry, who sits in 3rd.
Behind these guys, Tortelli starting to pick up the pace a little bit. That last lap, Tortelli running just a tiny bit faster than Villeman and Ricky.
Chad Reed continues to crank out sub 52-second laps. His last lap was 51.8. That is going to make it very difficult for Ricky to track him down.
I don't see any way these guys are going to get that far up into the field. Oh, Ricky, another little mistake. These guys are pushing so hard.
Well, he can see Tim Ferry. Tim Ferry's only about 40 yards ahead of him, so Ricky, I think, is trying to salvage this weekend, make sure he's on the podium so Chad Reed doesn't get too many more points.
Watch Ricky again. He comes around the mechanics area, hits that little nub on the inside right there, jumps up into the berm. Great save. This balance and strength gets him out of so many little problems like that. You have to push that hard to go this. He wants to win. He's still not ruling out the possibility of winning. I might be up here saying I don't think they can catch that guy, but Ricky doesn't feel that way.
Well, this is a long race, 20 laps. We've got 8 laps still to go, so Ricky knows some bad luck could befall Chad Reed, number 22. But right now, as he picks off lap riders, there he gets into a little bit of a tangle on the backside. But Chad Reed looking good, very fast. Ezra Luss still in contact with him, and Reed has a problem as we go back to the front. Ezra Luss comes in, unable to get the pass done, but they are neck and neck right now. Chad Reed and Ezra Luss still much more of the 250 main when we return to Phoenix, Arizona after this short break. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona in the 250 main, which is underway. Well, with 5 laps to go, you got to think in the mind of number 22, Chad Reed. He wins the night. If this holds up, he goes back to Anaheim where he had a great run. He's got to feel pretty good about the tour this year.
Yeah, you can say that again. Ezra's fought his way back into a battle. He's got some respect from everyone now, and a little bit from Chad.
Tim Ferry doing a great job, currently sitting in 3rd place, battling the cold all week. Comes out here and is racing tremendous, moving on to 3rd.
He's losing time though. Ricky is starting to inch up.
Let's take a look at our Honda stopwatch. There you see the leader, Chad Reed, out in front. Ezra Luss, though, right behind him. This is an amazing race. It's pretty much been since lap number 1, and we're 15 laps into this thing.
Well, if you're a lapped rider in the middle of Chad and Ezra coming by, you really get to see some speed. These guys are the only ones able to get down into the 51s. Reed edging Ezra for the fastest lap of the race by 1/10 of a second, 51.5.
Chad Reed just about to pick off Damon Huffman. Huffman will have to yield. Here goes Ricky Carmichael making a run as we jump back. Tim Ferry made a slight bobble, and that's where Ricky Carmichael just pounced on this opportunity.
Just a moment ago as they approached the triple, Carmichael just standing it on the nose. He's riding as hard as he can go to try to get up. And he looks to his right. The approach to this corner. Ezra back up front and over the finish line jump. Block passes Chad Reed. So Ezra is not kidding around here.
And then Chad Reed has a problem right there. He cuts it a little too tight. I think he's a little frustrated. Maybe he didn't know Ezra was still back there on his heel. Unbelievable. Ezra Lusk is your leader. Chad Reed now trying to take back what he thinks is rightfully his. And look at that. Smart riding. Ezra Lusk closed down the line, takes a look over his left shoulder. He knows what's coming.
Boy, this is something.
Can you imagine this whole time?
Their pace is incredible, and I can't remember a race. It's been a long time since he had a battle last this long. This is a look at the move. Chad just going, where did that come from? Ezra so sneaky. Little glance over to his left to make sure Chad wasn't going to come back on him. But remember, in the heat race, it was Ezra that put that physical pass for the win. Chad's in position to do the same thing back to Ezra for the win in the main.
Well, with just 3 laps to go, Chad Reed continues to have a problem on that corner. He's cutting it a little too close. That gives Ezra Lusk a little breathing room for the time being. But as the lap times come down, Ezra Lusk is just trying to maintain. Here comes Chad Reed trying to set up something on the outside, making Ezra think. Our leader in the 250 main, Ezra Lusk, number 11, out of Bainbridge, Georgia, on the Team Kawasaki. In second place, Chad Reed, number 22, on the Yamaha, and they have been battling for the better part of 16 laps. Ricky Carmichael has slid into 4th. Tim Ferry maintains 3rd for the time being.
Look at the lead. Ezra opening it up a little bit. This is 1 lap ago, making the move for the lead right there in that corner. He'll be getting the white flag. I believe the next time around, he's got a little gap now on Chad. I question the fitness of Ezra. I think that's been answered.
Ezra Lusk, we saw him in the pits earlier. He looked so calm, cool, the whole collect package going. And he came out here and showed it in the heat race. Came right back and answered Chad Reed, and here he is in the main event, opening up a lead and doing something that Chad Reed probably hasn't done to him this year since the first race of the year when he had that collision in Geneva, Switzerland, being passed.
Well, Carmichael, for one, has got to be back there rooting for Ezra right now to set Chad back, not let him build too much confidence with a couple of wins in a row, plus the 3-point gap from first to second. 25 points for first, 22 for second. Ricky, thinking the white flag is out. Ricky, Billman, those guys going, good for Ezra. He's not in the points right now with a poor finish last week, but to set Chad back a few and to stop some of his confidence is what those guys are hoping for. If they can't do it, they're rooting for Ezra, I guarantee it.
Ezra Lusk on the final lap here, the 250 main, opening up a bit of a lead now on Chad Reed. Can he hold it together? A half a lap to go. Chad Reed in second, Ezra Lusk in first. And this has been a tremendous race here in Phoenix, Arizona. Bank One Ballpark. As we leave here, we'll head to Anaheim again. And Chad Reed will certainly have revenge on his mind.
Great news for Ezra Lusk. His last win was in '99 at Indianapolis.
And here it is, the checkered flag for number 11, Ezra Lusk on the Team Kawasaki, picking up the victory here in Phoenix, Arizona. Chad Reed will have to settle for second, and no one will be happier than Ricky Carmichael. And a classy move by Chad Reed goes over to shake the hand of Ezra Lusk. Ricky Carmichael making the last few turns. Carmichael unable to close the gap on Ferry, so he'll get 4th. Timmy Ferry, sick and all, gets 3rd place. He'll be on the podium, but the happiest man in the Valley of the Sun right now is number 11, a good old boy from Georgia, Ezra Lusk. When we come back to Bank One Ballpark, final results and interviews, you're watching the 250 main event on ESPN.